All right, Limo here, welcome back. And today we're gonna talk about the top 3 things that are holding you back right now from getting dates consistently. And I can guarantee you that if you fix those 3 things and if you improve these things, you will get results consistently and you will be able to just crush it in your dating life without wasting time. Now, this is exactly what some of my clients have fixed as well. And right now, just last week, I took my client Morgan from getting 0 dates to getting 2-3 dates a week, and last week he got 3 dates literally. And 6 weeks ago, back when we started working together, he was getting barely like 1 date a month, something like that. And now he's getting 2-3 dates a week using some of the frameworks that I taught him. Now let's talk about the 3 main things that are holding you back right now. And I guarantee you that if you fix these things, you will start getting dates consistently. So let's dive in. The number one thing holding you back right now is probably the lack of action and the lack of volume, which usually come from your excuses. We all have excuses in some way. Right now, if you're a busy entrepreneur or a busy professional, you might be thinking, I don't know if that's really worth it. I don't know if that's really worth it to just go out or approach women or go on dates. Maybe I should wait till I make a bit more money or till the time is right. Or maybe the right one is going to come by herself. I don't need to just get out of my way and approach women and go on dating apps or go on Instagram or build a social circle. The right one is going to come and that's it. I can just focus on my business now, no pressure. And that's it. Or I see a lot of dudes, they're like, oh, but I need to work on myself more. When I'll feel ready, then I'll start dating. This is a vicious cycle because there's always something to improve and you're never perfect. And guys will start finding ways to just delay their success with women, just making excuses like, oh, when I'll lose 10 pounds more, then I will start dating women. Or, well, when I'll start making at least 100K a month, then I'll allow myself to go out and just meet women. Or maybe a guy knows that he needs to approach women and he wants to do it, but he's unable to just do it. I see so many times guys, when they see a girl, they just make up a bullshit excuse like, oh, maybe she's busy now. Or, oh, I'm sure she has a boyfriend. Or, oh, maybe it's not the right time. She has her headphones on, so yeah, maybe it's not the best time. And so they make up an excuse in that moment, right? Same in a club, like the guy waits for the perfect moment to approach and it usually never happens. Like you have to approach. So there's 2 types of excuses. There's macro level excuses of like, oh, I don't think it's the right time for me to date. I don't think, maybe I need to work on myself more. Maybe, the right one is going to come by herself. I don't need to do all this. So that's a macro level excuse. And there's micro level excuses, which, in the moment arise. Like, I know I need to approach this girl, but shit. Maybe, she's working out right now. I don't want to bother her. Or, yeah, she's walking fast. So yeah, maybe she's busy. I'm just going to let her go, Or, I'm sure she has a boyfriend. Like, I'm pretty sure she has a boyfriend. So why try anyway? So you have macro level excuses and micro level excuses. Now, you might have both as well, but deep down, you know that these are nothing but excuses. Like, you can approach anyone. You can seduce anyone. You have the time. Everybody in the world has 168 hours in a week. Jeff Bezos, Trump, Putin, Andrew Tate, whatever the guy, everybody. The thing is, we all have priorities, right? We all need to prioritize making money, our health, etc. But if you want to date, you can prioritize at least 1 or 2 nights a week where you're just gonna date. You know that Friday night, for example, you're not going to work and you make up for it the rest of the week. The rest of the week, you hustle the whole week and then you allow yourself to take 1 night off. Could be more than that. Could be till 3 a.m., 4 a.m., whatever. But you get my point. You can allow yourself to just go out once a week. And it's actually a healthy thing to do, because if you work all the time and you take no days off, you're either going to burn out or you're going to lose in productivity, because there's definitely some diminishing returns to being always on. If you're always on and you never get some time to rest or never get some time to just zoom out and, just do something else from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m., just gonna date or go out or do something, then you're gonna be stuck in a rut. It's good to, travel at least once every quarter, or, have a day in the week where you don't work at all, or you relax more. And that gives you more fuel to start working again later on. You see what I mean? So I think it's a healthy thing to anyways have some times off during the week. So you got to prioritize dating at least once or twice a week. If you're serious about it, just prioritize that. We all have 168 hours in a week. And if you work for 80 hours a week and you sleep for 56 hours, assuming you sleep 8 hours a day, but most of us, we sleep 6-7 hours, well, you probably have at least 30-40 hours laying around where you're not working that much and you're not really doing anything productive. And those hours, you could obviously call your family, see some friends, but also date girls. So stop these excuses. You have time, you can do it. And even if you're busy, you can still make up some time for it. What's the point of having a business if you can't just take some time off at least once a week? The whole point of building a business is to build freedom for yourself. So why are you becoming this employee of your company? Just hire someone, delegate, do things, automate. It's all about putting systems in place, whether for your business, but also in your dating life. And that actually is going to lead us to our second point, which is most guys have a lack of systems. They have a strategy for their business maybe, or for their fitness, or for whatever, but they don't have a strategy for dating. And this is what I was doing as well. I didn't have a strategy. Like 8 years ago, I didn't have any strategy as well. I was relying on luck. I was going out to student parties or to some bars with some friends, and I wasn't getting laid at all because I just didn't know how to conduct my night whenever I go out. I also didn't have a strategy when it comes to my verbal communication with women. I didn't know how to flirt the proper way. I didn't know how to sexualize things, escalate things. I had to learn all these things. Same for online dating. Back in the day, I remember I was spending hours, literally hours every week, at least like wasting my time, really wasting my time, because at the end of the day, I wasn't matching with many girls, and the girls that I was matching with, they were either average or very flaky, so it didn't lead to anything. So basically, what I started doing is I started to analyze what are the top dogs doing. And so then I started to analyze how do these guys are getting these type of girls. And I was really looking for the top dogs, whether in my city or in the world. Like I was following a bunch of dating coaches and a bunch of guys who were successful. And I was breaking down kind of what they were doing with their online presence and all of that. And I got mentored very early. Like at 18, I took my first course, and then a boot camp at 19, and then many other courses, many other coaching programs, many books, of course. And all of these things together made me obviously improve. And especially one of the boot camps that I took with one of my mentors literally changed my life in many ways. So without mentors, without systems, without strategies, like it's very hard to figure things out by yourself. And I've been there myself, as I told you. Like I've been there just watching YouTube videos and consuming information online, but without like a true system, it's very hard to just implement by yourself. And you need to have a system for many areas of your dating life, like a cold approach system. How are you going to approach women in your day-to-day life or when you go out at night? You need to have an online system. The best is Instagram. And you need to have a social circle system on top of that if you want to build a good reputation in your city, if you want to live a certain lifestyle, etc. If you want to have friends, because if you don't have any friends and you're just a loner and you're just a guy who just dates girls but doesn't have any friends, doesn't have any cool things going on in his life, then that's also not that interesting for girls and even for yourself. It's not very fulfilling. Hey, by the way, thanks again for listening to this podcast. If you're on Spotify or Apple or Google, all I ask from you is to put a 5-star review in whatever platform you're using. I'm not asking anything from you. I'm not running any ads, any sponsorship, anything. All I'm asking is if you enjoy this podcast, leave a 5-star review so that we can increase our rank and people can hear more about this podcast. And if you have any friends of yours who are interested in learning more about dating, about making money, about networking, traveling, then definitely share this podcast with your friends. I will be forever grateful. And thanks again for watching this podcast. And by the way, if you reshare this podcast on your story on Instagram, I will reshare it and repost it myself and tag you in my story as well. So now that I've said this, let's continue with the podcast. So you need to have social circle on point, you need to have cold approach on point, and you need to have Instagram on point and your whole online presence as a whole. And all these things come together and they fuel each other. You know, when I approach a woman in real life, I take her Instagram. My Instagram demonstrates high value passively for me. Then she sees that, she gets warmed up, then I date her. Then once I date her and we become acquainted or we become partners, sexual partners, then she can potentially integrate my social circle, and then she brings friends and we organize parties and we go out together to nightclubs and we travel together. And it's a whole thing, right? Everything gets fueled by everything, you understand? But you need a system. You need a system, otherwise you're just gonna fumble around by yourself. You're gonna watch some stupid video on YouTube that's gonna try to teach you some lame-ass gimmicks or some cheap pickup artist methods that are outdated from 10 years ago, and you're just gonna stay stuck. And the stuff you're gonna learn is not even gonna be congruent with you, because the pickup artist you're following or the guru you're following is probably gonna teach you some things that might work for him, but not for you. And so that's why all the systems that I teach my clients are made in a way where they can authentically implement based on who they are as well. When I teach a certain way to approach women, I don't teach them necessarily exactly like a script that they can robotically recite. I show them the communication principles behind the things I say, and I show them how to create their own thing and come up with their own thing as well that's authentic to them. Because once they understand the communication principles, then they can come up with their own lines, their own way of doing things, their own flirty comments or statements, and that's what makes it powerful. Same for online presence. Once I give them the framework, they can adapt the framework to their own situation. Same for social circle. You know, social circle, there's a lot of strategies that I teach, but they can implement that in their own city based on their own respective micro environment in their city, right? So it's very, very deep, but you need to have systems. Now, the third thing is the lack of wingmanship, accountability, and brotherhood. A lot of guys, unfortunately, are isolated from other men on the same path. They're just by themselves. They don't have any friends who can go out with them. They don't have any wingmen with whom they can just go out and meet women. And so they're just by themselves. And naturally, when you're just by yourself, you tend to not do much. But if you're surrounded by other players and you're surrounded by friends who go out and who date girls, then you're also going to be more inclined to go out and date girls. For example, here I made a ton of friends, and a lot of my friends, they go out every weekend. A lot of my friends are DJs. I'm a DJ as well. A lot of my friends organize parties. And so it's only natural for me to go out and go to parties and DJ and do those type of things because I have friends around me that do that. A lot of my friends travel a lot, so I get to travel a lot. A lot of my friends make a lot of money in business, so I'm more inclined to make money in business. So you're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with, and it's important to have wingmen, people who can hold you accountable, mentors as well. For example, a lot of my clients, when they join my community, they start getting motivated because they see other guys that are crushing it. And whenever they ask a question in the group, they can instantly get feedback from other guys, which makes it very easy to just progress and stay on track. Also, in my programs, we have calls every week. So when they come on a call and they see a group of guys who are also doing the same thing, who are also approaching women, who are also DMing girls, who are also building a social circle, who are also on the same path to success with women, it fuels They're disciplined. They get dialed in, you know, and that's what it takes, you know. And even myself, when I started being involved in some business masterminds, well, that gave me a lot more discipline to work on my business because I saw these guys just crushing it, and I wanted to be that way. I didn't want to be a low-hanging fruit in the group. I wanted to be a guy who can contribute and share my wins. If you see a bunch of dudes sharing wins every week, well, you're gonna want to step up as well. It's kind of the same thing. So that's what's going to take you also to the next level, both with women and in your business. And some of you are already doing that in your business. Maybe you're part of some mentoring program or some coaching program, a community, whatever. But why aren't you doing that with dating as well? Why aren't you doing that with your fitness as well? You should have guys who are also motivating you for dating, for fitness, for all of that, right? So think of your life as like buckets, right? You have different buckets. You have a bucket for finances and money and business. You have a bucket for dating and relationships and all of that. You have a bucket for fitness and health and all that. For each bucket, you need to have a certain system and a certain accountability mechanism that's gonna hold you accountable to do the action consistently. And that's how you're gonna get to a top tier level in every area, right? So very important to do these things. Now, I hope you found some value in this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, just drop a like, drop a comment. Don't forget to subscribe. And keep in mind those things, right? The 3 things that are holding you back right now. Those are your excuses on a macro and micro level, a lack of systems, a lack of volume overall as well, because you're not really putting yourself as much out there, and then a lack of wingmanship, accountability, and brotherhood. If you fix those 3 things, if you stop your excuses, if you have the right systems and you take action on them, if you have accountability, well, it's impossible to fail. If you know what to do and how to do it, and you have the accountability to do it, then success is pretty much guaranteed. Now, if you want to get more dates and you want to attract high quality women consistently, using the proper systems, then check out the links in the description. I have plenty of resources. I have a free community. I have a premium community. You can also book a call with my team so we can give you a tailored game plan. And all of these things are really going to help you get to the next level faster, because it can take you years to really figure this out by yourself. And honestly, it's just a waste. Like, you can literally fix this in 8 weeks or less with the right guidance and the right accountability. So up to you if you want to take 8 years to get there, or you want to enjoy the fruits of your success sooner while you're young and while you are healthy. And it's just going to save you a bunch of time, like even in your business. Like, you won't have to just think or guess, oh, what should I do? What should I? It's going to save you a lot of mental space once you understand the right systems and you just have this shit figured out, you know? So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next.